literally, this is the tea for clearing out your sinuses. Remember, this is also good for clearing out any inflammation you have in your body. This might also be good for like people who suffer from UTIs, maybe, and things of that nature. So I definitely would consider it not only if you have sinuses, but of course be careful. It is a very strong, very potent tea. And it is also very hot, depending on how many herbs you use. So be careful of burning your mouth. This is very potent. It is herbal medicine. This is a medicine, all right? Hi my people, welcome to my newest video. If you hear some noise to the side of me, please forgive me. My cat is eating his food right now. And I want to talk about in this video, in this vlog, this episode of Lamarr Does Life, something that a lot of us struggle with in life. Some of us struggle to it to an extreme degree, some of us struggle with it to a less extreme degree. Some of us struggle with it all year round, all season. Some of us struggle with it, it seems to get flared up randomly. And it's something I've been struggling with lately very badly. Although, thank God, it has gotten a lot better due to this tea recipe I'm going to give you all. And you only need a few ingredients, alright? And you might even have a lot of these ingredients in your pantry or fridge, alright? So, I want to talk about the dreaded C word that a lot of us have to deal with, on a constant basis or a frequent basis. And no, I'm not talking about COVID-19. I'm talking about congestion. How many of us struggle with congestion? Congestion. How many of us have it? Congestion. Like, congestion is something that so many human beings struggle with on a daily basis in our life, and it seems like, especially in this era of COVID-19, that it's something that like kind of comes with the territory maybe, or something that we just have to manage. So one thing that I have found that has been helping me is this tea that I've been making. Let me tell you my story with congestion. I'm not usually someone who, I do have asthma, so I am a little bit prone to congestion, but congestion has never really been a huge issue in my life until recently. My congestion, I did have congestion really bad when I first got my cat, but what really set my congestion into overdrive was when a couple months ago I got a really, really bad sinus infection. And I've never had a bad sinus infection. I don't think I've ever really had a sinus infection in general. I think my issue as to why my sinus infection got so bad was because I wasn't doing anything about it. I wasn't drinking any tea. I wasn't taking any medicine. I wasn't going to urgent care. I was just thinking it's going to go away. So if you do struggle with congestion, take it from me. Deal with it immediately if you can. Nip it in the bud. I understand sometimes people can't afford to go to the doctors or urgent care. I say still go if you can. Sometimes urgent care, if it's a really severe situation, can be understanding and they'll work something out with you. I was able to, pay for my copay and stuff like that, so I don't have insurance right now, so I had to pay out of pocket. But anyway, I don't regret it because, I took a couple of antibiotics. They did put me on prednisone, and it did clear it up. But what I found cleared it up more than anything the doctors gave me. And, I believe in doctors, I trust doctors mostly. Alright, but one thing I also learned from this situation is that sometimes doctors, either because they're so busy, they've got a lot going on, or, whatever the situation may be, aren't always able to, diagnose exactly what you have going on. And it's interesting with one thing we've learned with this COVID era that we're in is that, the whole thing with the doctors has been, if you're not dying, basically, you stay home, wait it out. Take some, over-the-counter medicine, drink some tea, drink some water at home, and you just, have to, let your body flush out whatever sickness you're going through out of your system. And that concept, I thought about that concept because even after taking the antibiotics, even after taking the prednisone, also I was given an inhaler, and I haven't used an inhaler in decades. So I was like, oh my God, it is really bad. If I haven't used an inhaler in a long time, and I'm a weed smoker, it is legal here in Virginia. And also, you know, I occasionally drink wine and alcohol, which is known to flare up your congestion and can cause breathing issues. I work out every day. I've never had to use an inhaler until I had this really bad sinus infection a couple weeks ago. And also, if you're subscribed to my main YouTube channel, you know, like, I've been talking about that for a while now. Like, I'm getting over a bad sinus infection. Please be patient with me. So I say all of that to say it was really bad. But even after taking the medicine that the doctors gave me, I still like had like postnasal drip. I would still wake up congested. This morning I woke up congested even though I'm feeling a lot better. So it's on and off. Some days it's good, some days it's bad. I definitely have to watch what I eat. I definitely have to be mindful of not smoking so much. I definitely have to be mindful of drinking water. But what's been helping me a lot as well, and I would say mostly more than anything I've taken, is this tea I'm going to show you guys. Now, I am a big believer in tea. I know a lot of people don't drink tea, don't believe in tea. I understand, but if you have congestion and you have been trying what seems like everything, I highly recommend that you think about making this tea at home. It's very inexpensive, like I was saying. I'm going to show you guys how to make it today. You only need a few ingredients, and it's all natural. Like, there's no chemicals or anything like that, no sweeteners, you know, just straight fresh herbs. Now, if you can find fresh herbs, I highly recommend working with fresh herbs, the roots, the leaves if you can. But some things just work better in dry herb form, which I'm going to show you all as well. However, if you can only find dry herb form, that can be just as potent. So work with what you've got. And I'm going to show you all how to make the tea. It is heavy. It's very spicy. Alright, it's meant to kick that mucus up out of you. Alright, kick that sickness and that inflammation and whatever is going on in your body. It's meant to kick all that up out of you. Alright, so definitely don't be heavy-handed with the herbs. Alright, and be mindful if you suffer from indigestion ever or heartburn. You know, be mindful of not drinking too much. Once again, not putting too much herbs, but not drinking it too frequently, all right? Because drinking it too frequently, trust me, I know, can cause indigestion, can cause heartburn. So what I tend to do is I tend to drink one cup of this tea once a day. If it's really bad, sometimes I'll drink 2, but I'll lower the dosages of herbs that I use on that second batch of tea I make, all right? It's always better if you use it fresh. And one of the benefits of this tea is if you are like me and you suffer from congestion, specifically in your nasal cavity, one thing I like to do is when the tea cools down a bit, I like to take a Q-tip, and you have to be careful with this too because it can burn. I'll show you guys this. You can take a Q-tip, dip it in the tea, be mindful of germs. All right, like, you don't want to let the dirty Q-tip side touch the cup or the spoon or whatever. But you take the Q-tip and you dip one side in the tea. You take it out. You can pat it dry a little bit if you would like. And then you just take the Q-tip in your nose and you kind of clean your nose out. It completely clears up your sinuses. Then you take the other side of the Q-tip, making sure that the dirty side doesn't touch the water, doesn't touch the cup you're using, doesn't touch anything that you're going to put your mouth on or ingest. You take the clean side of the other clean side of the Q-tip, dip it in the tea, and then you do your other nose. Works so good. I'm going to show you guys this whole process, and like I said, child, you only need a few ingredients. Okay, so obviously the first thing that we want to do is we want to put some water in our tea kettle. Now, I have some water in here from I think yesterday, but of course I don't want to use that water. I want to use fresh water. So I'm just going to pour that out. Give it a little swish to get any condensation out of the kettle. And then, now that we've gotten all that out, we want to put some fresh water in it. Like so. That's about enough. So then we also should probably clean the lid too. Just, you know, give it a rinse. And then we will put this on the stove. And while we put it on the stove, we will let it do its thing, and we'll prepare the herbs. We're also going to take our cup and prepare the herbs in this little cup. Alright, my little teacup. This is bone china, of course. It's from Bed Bath & Beyond, my favorite store. So now let's go ahead and make this, the tea, the base for the tea. What I use to actually put the tea herbs in is a little tea, I guess you would call this a tea herbal infuser. Once again, you can get these at Bed Bath & Beyond, Target, any health food store. I think I've seen these in Safeway, grocery stores before. So they come really in handy when you want to make your own tea or when you have loose tea, but have nothing to put in it. Alright, like get one of these. They're really beneficial, very inexpensive too. So we will be using that. And then I like my little stirs as well to, you know, infuse the tea further. So really what you need is just 3 ingredients. You can use more if you would like, but these are the 3 main ingredients I use every day whenever I make this tea. Can you hear the tea kettle going in the background? Red pepper, red cayenne pepper. This is good for getting rid of inflammation. This is good for getting rid of any bacteria, clearing out your sinuses. It's also good for healing and things of this nature, and it packs a kick. This is actually a medicinal herb. All these are medicinal herbs. This, of course, is ginger. As you can see, I've used a little bit of it. Alright, ginger is also good for inflammation, healing. It is good for clearing out your sinuses and thinning the mucus as well. And it is just a really good addition to both of these spicy herbs here. Because here we have oregano, and oregano is also really spicy, but oregano is a good cure-all. The thing I love about oregano is that you can find this at Walmart, Target, any grocery store, and it's relatively cheap, alright? So I really love oregano. It is a cure-all. It's antibacterial, antiseptic, anti-inflammation, antiviral. This has a lot of benefits for literally clearing up whatever you've got going on. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some, and be careful, I've got my serrated knife. We're going to just cut a little bit of ginger root. So we're just going to cut off like a little piece. About that size, because you remember we're making a small little tea tincture, and then I'll put the rest back. And then we're pretty much done with this knife, so I'll also put this in the sink. And I think it's so much easier to kind of mix the herbs with a mortar and pestle because it also breaks down the herbs further so they get more aromatic flavor. But also you get the essence, the oils mixed in as well, really good. Alright, so we're going to put in our oregano next, just a couple leaves, alright? Make sure, of course, when you buy oregano, it can go bad really soon if you don't use it often. And with oregano, a little goes a long way, trust me. So you don't need much oregano. And then we're going to put just a little bit of cayenne pepper, not too much. That probably was too much, but I love spicy, so. Also, one thing I find about this tea is that it's very energizing. Sometimes I'll drink this tea and I won't drink coffee. Alright, so can you see that? Can you get a good view of the herbs? So now we just want to mix them together. See that ginger breaking down really good? Of course, cayenne pepper's flying everywhere. And see, the ginger smells so good. I love it. And you kind of want to break it down to a paste if you can. Of course, the cayenne peppers aren't going to break down as much. This is good. And we're just in time because it sounds like the tea kettle went off. So let me turn that off. And then what you want to do is, now that we've mixed the herbs together, we want to take our little tea infuser, and the counter's clean, so we can put it on the counter, or we can put this here for now, and then just get a good little mixing. It smells really good. You can really smell that ginger. Sometimes, you know, this tea can also be used as a good base for soup too, if you like spicy soup or something like that. So all natural medicine is the way to go. So here's the little paste that we've made now of the cayenne pepper and the ginger and oregano. I was about to say olive oil. That might not be a bad, olive oil leaves maybe, not actual, well, olive oil maybe not, maybe that not be a bad idea. There may be a little bit left over. I mean, because this is fresh, I just pack it all in if you can, and then make a new batch, because you really want everything to be fresh. You really don't want anything laying around for too long and then use it and then get your sinuses all up in a tizzy again, right? So we go in the cup. And see how all of those herbs are packed in here now? Can you see? Let me look at the camera. Now the herbs are packed in this tincture. So we put the tincture in here, and if herbs fall out, that's okay. We're going to put this in the sink. I'm going to wash off my little spoon. A spoonful of cayenne pepper and oregano tea and ginger tea makes the medicine go down. Alright, let's do the final honors of pouring our tea. I'll let you guys get a little bit closer so you can see. See the bubbles forming? That means the herbs are infusing. Look at those little cayenne pepper leaves. So what I like to do is I like to stir to really get, once again, the herbs infused. When it's really stirred, it will turn a little bit of a darkish, reddish color, red-brownish color. And that means all the herbs are pretty much infused. This tea is so good, you guys. And like I said, we only used a few herbs. We used ginger. We used oregano. And just a wee bit of cayenne pepper. Just a wee bit of cayenne. This is the tea that will clear your sinuses. This is the tea that will heal whatever inflammation you've got going on in your body, to be honest with you. I need a thumbnail, so I feel like this might be a good thumbnail. We'll have to see. Maybe if I do it from this side, so you can actually see, like, that's a thumbnail right there. You can tell I've been doing YouTube for a long time, right? By the way, if you're new to this channel, this isn't my main channel. I actually do have a second channel called Lamarr Townsend Tarot, where I talk a lot about spirituality. But see how the tea's getting darker? So I like to let it cool down, but let me show you guys as well the other thing I do. So this will do really good at clearing up all your sinuses for the most part. This will clear up your mucus in your throat, any postnasal drip you may have. It will also clear up your sinuses in terms of your nose, any issues you have there. But remember, I was saying about the Q-tip. One thing I like to do is I like to dip one side in the tea, literally in the tea, and then I will take this Q-tip, clear out one nostril. Don't go too deep. You don't want to give yourself a lobotomy, right? And then when I'm done with this nostril, so I'll like dip it in the tea. I haven't put it in my nose yet, obviously. And then I'll put it in my nostril. Maybe I should do it now, actually, off camera. Maybe you'll be able to hear a difference. And then I'm going to cover this because sometimes you can see the mucus on the Q-tip. We're going to be extra cautious to not put the dirty side, make sure it doesn't touch anything. This is the clean side. We dip it in the tea again, and then you clear out your other nostril. So not only do you have a tea that you can drink to clear you out, you can also use the same thing to clear any gunk in your nose, any inflammation in your nose, any bacteria. All this will clear it out completely. God, my nose just feels so much better. You might be able to already tell the difference in my voice. But, you know, I find that when it comes to clearing out your nose with this tea, it works so much better than the saline spray you buy at the store, CVS and stuff like that. I stopped using that stuff since I started making this tea because it clears out my nose and my sinuses completely. So this is the tea if you want to... This is the tea. This is the tea. Literally, this is the tea for clearing out your sinuses. Remember, this is also good for clearing out any inflammation you have in your body. This might also be good for like people who suffer from UTIs, maybe, and things of that nature. So I definitely would consider it not only if you have sinuses, but of course be careful. It is a very strong, very potent tea. And it is also very hot, you know, depending on how many herbs you use. So be careful of burning your mouth. This is very potent. It is herbal medicine. This is a medicine, alright? Even though it is herbs made with herbs we cook with regularly, this is medicine. Herbs are medicine. This is what the ancient people, the ancient Mayans, the ancient Egyptians, the ancient, you know, Romans, the ancient Africans, this is what they used to heal themselves, was herbal medicine. They didn't have the advancements that we have today in technology and pharmaceuticals and stuff like that. So, alright you guys, I will leave you here. This is the herbal tea to clear up your sinuses, to knock your sinuses and congestion right out. Well, not knock your sinuses out. Hopefully that is, you know, we rebuke that in the name of Jesus, right? But we do want to clear out that congestion and knock that out. So this tea will definitely do that. So I'm going to go and enjoy my tea, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe, follow, like, share. If you would like a personal reading from me, I am available on my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. Like I said, I do astrology, I do tarot readings, I do psychic readings, I do classes. If you want to learn tarot, if you want to learn astrology. So once again, check out my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. As this channel grows, I will eventually do something special for this channel. But for now, the main place you can find me on all my social media pages, including Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Vimeo, my podcast, my website is all Lamarr Townsend Tarot at the end. Alright you guys, love and light, and let me know how this tea works out for you. I'm going to go enjoy my cup now. Peace out.